you doing out there? It's Joe and Darren over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate, here to speak with you about real estate reality this week. It's Thursday. No, it's not Thursday. It's Friday. Oh, my God. Once again, at 2 o'clock. Just the busyness, man. It's crazy. So, Darren, how you doing over there, man?
I am chilling. I'm loving this weather. It's overcast. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So doing good and busy. It's a good busyness.
Yeah.
We've got lots of construction activity going on. I actually like it, and it stresses me out. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've got some questions about, for instance, our upcoming listing for you. I haven't been asking you about it, but it's going all right?
it's moving along. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Getting stuff done.
All right. Well, I was going to say, I was looking at our sales figures, and we're not exactly to where we want to be by the end of the year, but it's pretty gosh darn respectable. So kudos to you, man.
Kudos to
us, right?
the people who choose to work with us. Yeah, thank you. It really is
Everybody.
a constant thank you.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great. So, guys, we're going to do the usual. We're going to talk about a subject that we feel is important for this week. This week, it'll be about flippers and how they're being affected by this changing market. And then we're going to go through seller wins that we feel are notable, buyer wins that are notable, and, of course, actives in this last 7 days that Darren feels we should be looking out for. So, and then we'll do our short little, local market sort of snapshot of how we feel things are going here in Northeast Los Angeles. So before we get into that, let me do our disclaimer. Here it is. Here it's not. Where are you, man? There it is. Okay. Darren Hubert and Joe Cloninger are real estate agents at Avenue 8 under the Urban Hillsides brand. All opinions expressed by Urban Hillsides or guests on this video are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Avenue 8. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Urban Hillsides as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of Urban Hillsides team's opinions. This video is for informational purposes only. All right. So let me get dialed in here. Darren, I still, right now, for now, I see you as a photo.
Oh.
So you were there. There you are.
I don't know why my camera's going away.
All right.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Let me bring up the article, and I'll share it with everyone. And it comes from, I believe, one of our usual reads. This is coming from, let's see. Yeah, this is coming from Real Deal Los Angeles, therealdeal.com. And once again, an industry read for a lot of brokers, agents, and people in the real estate industry. Let me go ahead and share this. Gee, man, your room sounds really live. I wonder if it's because the gain's up too high. Maybe.
I can adjust that.
Yeah, maybe. That'll help. There you go. All right, let me go ahead and share this. Let's see. Present. Okay, share screen. Boom. Oh man, we're like SpaceX. We're a well-oiled machine here at Real Estate Reality, aren't we? So, so let me go ahead and get into the article, and we can comment from there. Let's see, trends and observations. Okay, so therealdeal.com, and it's talking about flippers. Mortgage rates reverse home flippers' fortunes. Wildly successful just months ago, but now victim to cooling demand. So here we go. Rising mortgage rates have a new victim. House flippers. Flippers who were readily turning profits just months ago have now been caught by the housing market's pivot as home buyers reel from mortgage rates approaching 7%, according to Bloomberg. It's a high-risk, high-reward business. And now we're facing the high risk. Tammy Merrill, a full-time flipper in the Denver area, told the outlet, "I'm just praying for break even." Home flipping made up 1 in 10 transactions at the start of the year. a record according to data provider Adam, which tracked properties that were bought and then sold within 12 months. That number fell to 8.2% in the second quarter. Demands also cooled. The profit margin on flips in August reached 25.9%, down from 30.9% a year prior. But it plummeted in some areas, such as San Jose, California, where the margin was 6.5% after reaching 45%, in March. Silicon Valley has been an outlier in the pandemic housing market, lacking the extreme price appreciation seen elsewhere. iBuyers are facing these troubles on a larger scale. For example, 42% of the homes Opendoor sold in August went for less than what it paid for them, according to Yipit data. Noah Brocious, president of Capital Fund One, a hard money lender that does business in Phoenix, Colorado, and Texas, said his home flipping customers are paying back their loans despite struggles. The default rate in his portfolio has doubled to 2.5% in the past 2 months, but remains below pre-pandemic levels. Anybody that's flipping right now needs to be looking closely at pricing of property, Brocious said. Price it to sell. Today is not the time to get greedy. So that's a lesson to us all, isn't it, Darren?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's crying a tear for all the home flippers right now. I can see that through my screen. So look, I mean, I'll throw out some opinions and comments that are controversial here.
Sure.
1 in 10 homes should not sell to home flippers. With affordability being an issue across the country, bottom line, and just crushing the middle class, and for those who just can't afford to buy and end up buying in the suburbs and driving an hour, it's just a highly reduced quality of life when home prices are super high for a lot of people. Right. That's reality. But this is a component of the real estate environment that is 100% strictly for profit, huge profits for a lot of people. Absolutely, it's a risk taker. Good for those people. They're all playing within the rules. Yeah. But I personally believe there should be some future changes.
Right.
And it should be limited because they're taking all of the potential equity off the table, all of the potential upside that could be acquired by a first-time home buyer, by somebody, a move-up buyer with a family. They're like scraping all of that profit off the top and not leaving it for anyone. Yeah. And personally, we have a couple people we work with that are in that business, but that's I would love to see it go to the personal home buyer. And the way to do that, there's a very simple way to do that. All these things always come down to tax code.
I was going to mention,
Always comes down to tax code. And I never want to penalize people who were playing by the rules and doing really well. Mm-hmm. That's the thing I hate. There never seems to be a proper tax code. So look, I think what it should be is if you buy in the future, not any existing purchases, fine. Everything stays the same because you purchased under those conditions. If you buy in the future, the tax margin on the resale of a home should skyrocket. There should be a disincentive to home flip. Maybe there's a margin for some who invest big, like huge remodels, things that are going to be torn down. Well, maybe those don't have those restrictions, but they're going to hold those properties longer anyways. Yeah. So it makes sense that they wouldn't be hit with that huge tax burden. Right. Bottom line is we need more homes available for people who are going to move into them. People are happy to paint and do some remodeling. And home flippers have had a long run, man. A very long run. Yeah. So good for them.
Well, I was going to say, it's not that they do not contribute to not just themselves but the economy. They certainly have a place, like you said, and they are playing by the rules as they're made now. But certainly, as you're saying, first-time home buyer, second-time home buyer with a family and whatnot, that certainly enriches the community as well, and extends out to small business and
Yeah.
other things in the community that are important. I don't know if flippers really are paying attention to that, right?
They're not. They're kind of in and out. They're not as
Yeah.
connected to community, and you wouldn't expect them to be. Is the bottom line. But they're even raising prices for people who are owner occupants, people who are reselling their home, because all the construction we help people with and
Right.
the bit of remodeling that we help with now costs a lot more because those resources are being consumed by home flippers in many ways.
Right.
But in the end, fewer home flippers in the market because the margins are shrinking and they're a little concerned is a benefit for those looking to buy and
Yeah.
sell their own product.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nature has its way of imposing its will.
Right. Right.
So
Well,
this
and I
is
guess
what,
that is the silver lining to this, right? I mean, yeah, let's
Yes.
hope that it gives more potential opportunity for others in this
right.
market.
Maybe before the next cycle, there's some adjustments that would disincentivize that component of the process.
Yeah. All right. Well, good place to end. Let me go ahead and move to kind of our market snapshot. And, I was telling you before, Darren, I'm a little sick of all the predictions. And,
Yeah.
and we certainly don't want to be the, perpetuating all these predictions. So we're going to nuzzle down to what's Northeast LA and what we see by the numbers, the recent numbers. But to give that broader view on interest rates, let me go ahead and move to Mortgage News Daily. Let me go over there. There it is. Okay. So, as some reference, here is 30-year fixed mortgage rates up to today. And, the graph says it all, doesn't it? There we are, at least as of now, 7.10%. And as we go down to the daily increases, there's 7.16 right now, up 4.02 since last year. And any comments on that one? I don't want to dwell on it once again, but that is what it is.
Yeah, the only comment is a lot of the purchases here are jumbo loans, and the jumbo loans are a full point lower. They're around 6.1.
Good point.
So,
Yeah.
it's good to know that.
And when we look at ARMs, where is that? I know we were talking about that earlier this week.
Right.
Is it?
So the ARM is slightly above the 30-year jumbo here at
Okay.
6.35, a 5 and 1 ARM, which is the most common.
Right. I heard, I'd never heard it before, but it makes complete sense. Marry the house, date the rate. I don't know if you've heard that.
I had never heard that before.
Yeah, it's pretty catchy, right? So, make your commitment to the house, but know that you're only dating the rate, and, maybe you can refinance later.
Oh man, that is going to be the standard language now. I just see that coming out of multiple lenders I know. Let me start the conversation by.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
All right, well, let's move on to what we're seeing in the local market against this backdrop of higher interest rates.
We're seeing the market tank, right?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
Not for our little world, at least.
We were seeing some balance. Boy, that balance has
It's
gone away.
Yeah. So, what you're looking at here is percentages at the end there. That first one, and we'll go into seller wins later. But we were starting to see a little bit more balance, right, Darren, over the last couple weeks, and then you get this. So
The
most
best
of
sale
these prices,
is 3% below, man. Wow.
yeah. So still a strong market, it looks like, for sellers. But as you always say too, don't take this market for granted, right? Make sure you've got a good home to sell in its best condition you can make it. Otherwise, you're going against the tide. So yeah.
Right. And a couple other quick comments that we're just saying periodically. Houses are being priced lower. So, experienced agents are aware the market's shift and they're not being aggressive typically on the top end. Like, I don't know, we wrote an offer on number 2 on your list there, which is actually the highest margin,
Right.
selling at 51% over list price.
Yeah.
But before even showing that property, it was ridiculously priced.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's
a lot of
right.
false hope.
And you may have already said it, but yeah, and it's a fixer.
And it's a fixer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, one thing, and I'll point it out later as we dig into seller wins and buyer wins, but maybe it was already there. I think there's already we see this happening for over the years, but in particular for me this week, it was the migration of West Side agents in a lot of these sales, and therefore West Side buyers, right, who might have a little bit more money and a little different sort of slants on what the market is and raising these prices up. So we're all trying to figure this out and adapt, but that was what I noticed. West Side shift over to the East Side. Not many names I recognized. So.
Yeah, you start seeing fewer local agents as listing agents as well. Start seeing a lot of out-of-area agents. Sometimes that ends up being a local agent trying to give a realistic price and somebody else just giving them pie in the sky.
Just what they want to hear. Exactly.
Exactly.
Gosh. All right. Well, guys, let's dig into it. We're going to start with solds over the last 7 days. And we're going to also go over buyer wins and seller wins. So let me go ahead and move this over. Let's see. There we are. Oh, and Darren, did you get the actives? I hope you did. Yeah?
It did, yes.
Oh, good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start with Los Feliz, community of Los Feliz. Probably, no doubt, the highest priced market in our area. And this is 4.8. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I sent you a second email. Sorry, guys. I took this one out because we had already talked about it. Let's see here. Well, easy enough. Let's just do this. We're going to start with 3729 Mayfair, Darren, and I know you saw this with our clients. And this started at $998,000, very innocent $998,000 list price. Ended at $1,510,000 for a $512,000 increase, 151% over. 151% of list price. Let's take a look at what they saw. So this is 3729 Mayfair Drive. This is Mount Washington area. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,739 square feet of living space. On a nice sized lot, 14,665 square feet. This took 12 days on the market. And let's see, this is brought to us by local agent Dan Mancinelli and Brian Moore. And on the buy side, this is what I was telling you about, Darren. Lee Ziff over in Beverly Hills and David Martinez in Beverly Hills represented the buyer. So that may have brought it up a bit between buyer and agent there. What do you have to say about this place?
It needed a lot of work. I think the lot is probably the lot and the view and some of the original architecture, ceiling lines, lots of glass. But it probably needs at least 200,000. Could easily be somewhere between 200,000 to 400,000, depending on what someone's willing to do. So I imagine this has got to be a owner-occupant purchase that's going to do some investment.
Got it.
So it certainly went well above what our clients wrote.
Sure. Now, where do you think this would go, at least retail for now, if it was in top shape?
Today, if it was to list, probably 1.8. So, maybe they come and break even. Originally, I was saying I thought it was like 1.6, but just the volume of interest, I think, drives it up. So yeah, 1.6 was my original, somewhere between 1.6 to 1.8.
Got it. Okay, well, let's move on. Okay, we're moving on now to 5109 Stratford. This started at 1,395,000, landed at 1,650,000 for a $255,000 increase. Let's see what they saw. Okay. All right. So 5109 Stratford. This was Highland Park. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,449 square feet of living space. It's on a 5,200 square foot lot. It sold for $1,650,000. And as I said, it landed, it listed at $1,395,000. Days on market 15. Excuse me. And the seller here, local agents, Brock Harris, Lori Harris, and West Side coming over, Sally Forster Jones, a big force here in Los Angeles, but a West Side agent, and her comrade Joshua Smith, again, West Side agents. This looked very nice, but nothing hugely thrilling about it. What did you think? Yeah.
It's super charming. I think where a lot of value comes these days is from additional spaces, additional destinations.
True.
I will say that sometimes those can be very appealing based on staging, based on some finish work for outdoor patios, for garages, for walk-in basements, for whatever, So I would say that's maybe one of the things that pushes over the top. It's a charming house.
Yep.
I think 1.4 was about right.
Yeah. And it was just updated 2019.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, there you go. Okay. And on the west side, that would be how much? I don't know. 2 million.
Oh, gosh. Over 2 million, yes.
All right. Well, somebody felt good about buying that. All right. Next is, 5775 Foothill Drive. This started at $1,749,000, ended at $1,975,000 for a $226,000 increase. Let's take a look.
Where is this, Joe? Oh, 906.8.
Yeah. So this is like right on the cusp of Los Feliz. And this is one of our agents, Avenue 8. We should congratulate Katrina Webb. So good for Katrina. 5775 Foothill Drive. This is still considered Los Feliz. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,792 square feet living space. Sold for $1,975,000. And let's see, $1,749,000 was the list price. Took a scant 5 days on the market to sell. And like I said, Katrina Webb and Willie McNeil, her partner there in life and business. Congrats to them. And on the buy side, Nadia Conroe. So good looking home. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's prepped well. It shows well. It's really clean. I don't know that little pocket personally, but there's a lot of appeal.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. And then our final seller win takes us to Division Street. So this is 3663 Division Street. Started at $735,000, landed at $950,000 for a $215,000 increase. Let's see here. Okay, so this is 3663 Division Street. This is Glassell Park. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 733 square feet of living space. Sold for $950,000. It's a 3,900 square foot lot. And let's see here. I believe I have 13 days on the market, right? And this is brought to us on the listing side by Alyssa Valentine, Kurt Wesner, and on the buy side, Eva Garber. So not a lot of space, but what did you think of this? What do you think of the house, Darren?
This is another example of a house being underpriced in this
Yeah.
market to get it to move fast.
Severely, yeah.
A finished house at $735 in this side of town is a incredibly low price. So this it I think it probably hit its peak as far as drawing people in and driving the price up.
Yeah.
So last year, early this year, we were looking at houses in this general area, and they were going to this price point or above.
Yeah.
So it seems appropriately. It seems appropriate the sale price.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Okay. Well, let's now move on to what we feel are buyer wins in our market. And let's see, we will go now to Ferndale Place. So 2177 Ferndale Place, rarefied price, $4,695,000 list, and landed at $4,700,000 for a $5,000 increase. I hope nobody was sweating that, but whatever the case, it's a win. 2177 Ferndale Place. This is Los Feliz again. 4-bedroom, 6-bath, 4,000 square feet of living space. That's awesome. And on a 12,865 square foot lot. This took 12 days on the market to sell. And this is brought to us on the listing side by Peter Maurice and Treg Rustad. Again, Westside agents. And on the buy side, Bryce Pinnell, who I think is another Westside agent. I looked him up. So not too much to complain about here or criticize, right? It's a beautiful house.
Yeah, it's a beautiful house. I don't know what to say here. It's great. It's
Right.
not a price point we're in with any consistency. And when you get to that price point, it's subjective.
Yeah.
It's no longer about, bed, bath, square footage.
Well, okay. I didn't mention this before, and we haven't even talked about it, but I'm a TV star, Darren. So
that's what I hear.
Right. So a couple days ago, $1 million listing. Thank you. Called me up, and they needed me to stand in and check out a house. And I looked at the house, and this is going to air like January or February, so I'm not going to give away too much. But your point is taken, not taken. $15 million house, great location, but sometimes it all becomes the same, Darren. It's like, wow, this is a hodgepodgey layout. It was like I was lost in the place. It was two homes that were put together, joined up in the middle, and again, layout and certain things just never go away. You want a nice layout. And this one, I think you could have gotten lost in. So you couldn't find yourself back. So anyway, just an observation. But,
Yeah.
Some things don't go away.
Yeah, with that
No
said,
matter
I'm
what the
talking
price.
about not being in that price range yet. Last week we sold a home for $4 million. So
Right.
there you go.
All right. Well, congrats to those guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next buyer win. This is 3525 Fernwood Avenue. And let's see. This listed at $1,375,000 and landed at $1,375,000. So that's reasonable. Let's take a look at what they saw. This is 3525 Fernwood Avenue. This is Silver Lake, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,228 square feet of living space. It's on a 4,800 square foot lot. Sold again at list $1,375,000. Days on market 12. And let's see here. Listing agent, local agent, Lorraine Getz. Congrats to her. And on the buy side, Sharon Baum Crawford. So congrats to her. Let's see. Any comments here? Once again, a smaller home.
Yeah, but it's not 750 square feet.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
1228. One bathroom is always difficult, but it seems appropriate to me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's great.
yeah,
And it lists appropriate, sells appropriate.
yeah. ADU possibilities, all those things that people are looking for nowadays. So, great. All right, let's move on to, let's see here, Palmero. So this is 4647 Palmero Drive, listed at 1,298,000, and had a reduction of $6,470 for a sold price of $1,291,530. Wow, where'd they come up with that? So, my only observation here, Darren, was a lot of space for somebody. This is 4647 Palmero Drive. This is Mount Washington, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,816 square feet of living space on a 5150 square foot lot. Sold for $1,291,530. 70 days on the market. Took a while. But this is brought to us by Dan Mancinelli. And on the buy side, we have Dan Marfisi and Nancy Marfisi representing the buyers. So, yeah, what do you think, man?
I'd buy this house if I was in the market.
Right? It's a good
It's
price.
a ton of square footage on a good
Right.
street.
Yeah.
Unless there's some
And a view.
major...
Oh my
And a view house, unless there's some major foundation issues.
Yeah.
I think they should have sold for more.
Yeah. I was surprised when I saw this. Yeah. And I'm reading the private remarks. I don't see any red flags or yellow flags here. Yeah. Maybe it was plain on the outside, but like you said, for the view and the amount of space, good deal.
Oh, still a remodel. I think it's a repaint, add charm, interior,
Okay.
exterior, but it's a tremendous amount of square footage.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Good job, everyone. Next, we go to the final. This is 223 North Coronado Street. This started at $1,445,000 and landed at $1,405,000 for a $40,000 reduction, 97% of the list price here. Let's see what happens. Boom. Okay, 223 North Coronado Street. This is that right on the border? Is that Silver Lake? I think it is, huh?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, yeah. 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Again, big square footage, 2,822 square feet of living space on a 6,000 square foot lot. 71 days on the market. And let's see here. This is brought to us by Danny Mahelka, West Side agent, again, if I remember correctly. And Tyler Neal represented the buyer. Gee, man, what happened here? Let's see.
Well, it's a rougher neighborhood
Okay.
than a typical Silver Lake neighborhood.
Right, it's south of Sunset. Kind
Yeah,
of.
it has some natural charm. Just the roof lines and the moldings and the front door, the interior work. But it's got some bad coloring, some bad floors, not the best tile. So there's some remodeling needed. I think if those things would have been refinished, it could have commanded a very high amount for a mid-level neighborhood with that
I
amount of
remember
square
this.
footage.
Yeah, backyard was not happening. A little too much concrete, no work
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting. I know the other story we were going to talk about is buyer negotiation techniques at this time, but here's a good one. I guess seller will carry at 5% interest with 30% down for 2 years. This is in agent remarks. So maybe that got somebody off the dime. I don't know.
I don't want to give a black and white, but I think those of you who are entering the world and considering getting into seller financing should probably study the requirements and minimum guidelines. Because it is my understanding that that's a 5-year or a 3-year minimum. That's why I haven't looked at it in a while.
Okay.
But it's coming to the forefront, so people should get refreshed on the details and nuances of it.
Okay, brush up on that. That's a good one. All right. Okay, well, let's move on to, let's see here, off to actives. Let me change my little graphic here. We're going to go to new listings. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but are you ready
Sure.
for the first one?
Yeah, let's do it. 2732 Locksley Place.
Okay.
Love this little street. As we're approaching Halloween, it's one of the best streets in the city to be on at Halloween. It's like the whole block participates because it is only 1 block long, or maybe it's 2 blocks, but that's it.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Okay, so 2732 Locksley Place, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,773 square feet of living space. This is in Silver Lake, 2,200,000. Sorry, got some wire issues here. This is on a 5,400 square foot lot. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, open scheduled for 2 to 5 p.m. both days. And this is brought days on the market 4. And so far, let's see, who's the listing agent? This is the Morenos, Laura Moreno, Eileen Moreno, and George Moreno, local agents.
Yeah, it's a great house. It's a really nice house. It's really big. I think it will sell quickly. Also, it's not the largest lot, but it's all flat. So there's really good space in the backyard.
Good point.
Yeah, great property.
All right. Okay, next, what do you have out there, man?
1581 Curran Street. The highly underpriced. I want to say out of area agent, although I know his office is not.
Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. All right. So this is 1581 Curran Street. This is Echo Park. Yeah. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet of living space. It's on a small lot, 2,320 square feet. For a great price, though, $899,000. Opens again Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. both days. And 4 days on the market so far. And what else? It's brought to us by Brock Worthen. That's true. Local, not local. Okay. So what do you think, man? $899? Where do you think this might go?
Looks like it has a lot of bonus space. I
Okay.
didn't verify what he's counting as 1,100, but there's attic, there's basement that all
Got it.
seem usable.
Got
But
it.
look, this is absolutely prime Echo Park. Elysian Heights, all the way at the top of Echo Park Ave. This should sell for over $1 million, undoubtedly.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. We will see what happens with that. Like you said, right, they will get a lot of interest, I'm sure. Just 'cause
A ton of interest at that
Yeah.
price point.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have next?
Let's look at 926 Robinson Street.
Yes. I think this is, I was looking at this. This has sold several times, hasn't it? I feel, over the last couple of years.
Yeah, we have a listing coming up in this pocket. This property shows really well. It is remodeled. It's got a lot of nice architecture.
Okay. 926 Robinson Street, Silver Lake, 4-bedroom, 5-bath. Wow. 2,151 square feet of living space. It's on a 6,590 square foot lot, listed at $1,995,000. Opens are Sunday 2 to 5, and then Tuesday 11 to 2 for brokers open. And let's see, this is 1 day on the market only, and Joe Reichling, Sarah Reichling are representing the seller on this one. So, yeah, good looking property, I'm sure.
It looks really good. It does. And I think it's appropriately priced. So
Yeah.
I expect it will sell fast.
Right on. Okay, great. Let's move on to the next. All right. Okay. What do you see?
I'm just gonna give you one more.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at this real quick.
Oh, I was reminded. So on this last listing with 5 bathrooms. So the house that I was looking at for $1 million listing, it was 5 bedroom, 11 baths.
Yeah. Nice.
Couldn't have enough bathrooms. Amazing.
Well, on the one that we sold recently at $4 million, it had substantially more bathrooms. I think 8 bathrooms, 6 bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have one of those military helicopters running over your house?
Flying over, they do, man.
With the crazy like rotors on like the front and the back.
They shake the house, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to that final. Go ahead.
2925 Phelps. So this is a little more about a neighborhood that we know a little bit about, a pocket of El Sereno. And certainly an example of a better priced house. A more affordable house.
All right, here we go. El Sereno. This is 2925 Phelps Avenue, El Sereno. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 876 square feet of living space. Great price, $690,000 list price. Smaller lot, 3,292 square feet. Saturday open, 2 to 4:30. And let's see, how many days has this been on the market? 1 day only. And let's see, Fabiola Nieves is the listing agent. So good luck to her.
Yeah, so it looks like it's an older house, but it got remodeled in a little bit of El Sereno flipper fashion, unfortunately. So it's a move-in ready. It's a great price. Right. Phelps is a nice street in El Sereno. So I just love pointing out some value there. You can always pull out, we've made this suggestion to people we've worked with, just pull out all that glass tile and replace it. It's not the most expensive thing in the world to do.
Right. Okay. Well, I wonder where that one will go. That's an interesting one. Maybe to get to 850?
Nah, not sure, man. This is a funny market, but it is just like low-end pricing, right? We talked about $750K selling on that division property was not possible, but here you are, it's below 7, but it's not the same neighborhood. So.
Right. Okay, well, let's close out. I had 2 more things to quickly talk about, and by the way, my showing got canceled, so I'm trying to reschedule it. But guys, 2 things I want to get your help with. The first one is we have an open house. And open house is for a beautiful tri-level in Lake Balboa. And we'll have that open house Sunday, 2 to 4. So what do you have to say about this place, man?
Well, it's an industry we've been in for some time, the bankruptcy industry. So this is an auction. I'll start with that. $650. The list price is the starting auction price.
You're right.
So it's a move-in ready space. It's beautiful. It's considered a condo on record because of when it was built, but by today's standards, it would be. I mean, it's a single-family home. It's got no common walls. It's got its own little private yard.
Yeah.
So it's a great house, and it's newer, and it shows well, and it's in a nice little community of 36 homes.
Yeah.
So if the valley works for you, it's a good opportunity, and if you're comfortable in dealing with an auction.
and priced well, I think, right?
Sure, I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, look, guys, so that's that. The other thing I wanted to bring your attention to, of course, is our annual event. It's our 4th annual event, Art Unite. Art Unite is supporting Central City Action Committee, a long time, over 50-year organization helping Echo Park's kids and families that are less advantaged than a lot of us. And hey, man, it's going to be fun, right? It's an art show. It's an auction. And really what I wanted to bring everyone's attention to is the focus of, and I don't know, Darren, if you saw it, but and I don't think I have the sound on, but oh. Anyway, we're trying to get these guys a new van. Doesn't even have to be a new van. Just has to be a good, functional, safe van for the kids to be able to do their work, which is anti-graffiti work, beautification of our neighborhoods, of our communities. They do a lot of good work. And what are they doing now? They're on a dash bus with their equipment, still helping us out. So that's the focus of our event. It's November 17th. You know, I don't know, Darren, but our gallery has really grown. We've got a lot more in there. So check it out. And yeah, we'd love to see your participation and your support. Okay? I will leave it there. And Darren, I guess, you know, do you have any... Oh, you couldn't hear me?
All right. I think I'm back now. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to point out some of the words you used there. I have such an issue with accountability in people these days. So you're saying disadvantaged kids and families that are working.
Right.
And trying to figure out how to make it on their own and are going as far as getting on the dash bus to go work.
Yeah.
These people deserve a van. These people deserve more than a van, but let's at least give them that.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Like if you have a cause, these are local kids. These are kids that are accountable and trying to make a difference and improving our community, because that's what they're doing. They're, as you said, painting out graffiti, cleaning up community, participating in community events, helping set up the community parade, they're there for all the organizations in the community. Central City has been known like, hey, I need some affordable labor to help this at this community event, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you call Central City and their kids show up.
Yeah.
I love supporting kids, people that are accountable and want to work to earn their way. So good for them and good for you. Thanks for doing this, Joe.
Well, here we go, guys. So help us out. We're about 35 days away. If you love art, please come. If you can bid on some art, please come. If you just want to donate, again, towards this goal of a van, do that as well. But yeah, come join us. All right, guys. Look, we'll see you next week. Thursday, we'll work for that, 2 p.m. In the meantime, just have a great time. All right? Take care. Be safe.
Bye.
All right. Let me go to my final. Gosh, man. We do too much here.
You're still here, man.
I know. I'm just being folksy now. All right. See you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.